King Cobra.
Welcome back, everybody, to tonight's episode of the Urban Retrospect. It's good to be back in the place with my fellas. As always, I am Kendrick Cloud, straight out of Tennessee State University in Cleveland, Ohio right now. I'm also an illustrious member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Mighty Rosai Chapter. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to throw it to the rest of the fellas so that they can introduce themselves as well. Let's start off with my man, Ramsey James.
What's going on, everybody? Ramsey James, representing Tennessee State University by way of Tampa, Florida. I am representing Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Glad to be here with my brothers here.
All right. And as always, we like to just get them on out the way at the same time. Scott Jones, go ahead, man.
My name is Scott Jones. I, too, represent Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I went to Indiana State University by way of Louisville, Kentucky. Happy to be on here. Yo, baby, yo.
All right. And rounding out fraternity, bro, let's throw it on to Wes. Wes, say what's up, man.
What's up, man? What's up, y'all? Wesley Newell, coming out of Tennessee State University. Also a member of the greatest fraternity of all time, Phi Beta Sigma, in the awesome Zeta Alpha chapter at Tennessee State University. Blue Flag. Since y'all like to get all the greatest and all that, I could be the greatest shit.
All right. And then finally, rounding us out tonight is our homeboy, Dirty 30. 30, say what's up, man.
What up, man? Man, y'all took all the superlatives out, you know what I mean? Shit. I'm just the only real dude on here from Atlanta, College Park. You know what I mean? What's up?
College Park is not Atlanta.
Not Atlanta.
That's right. TSU alumnus, engineering chapter. We'll get at y'all.
Your boy said engineering chapter. All right, man. Hey, all right, guys. Listen.
TI 97
or 96. So check this. Oh, he is 97. But look, man, everybody. Welcome back again, as I said, to the show. For those that this may be your first time visiting, we are the Urban Retrospect. We started the show because we wanted to highlight specifically Black-owned products. About a year ago, we decided to make just an addition to the show, and we wanted to also highlight Black-owned services, you know, because there are so many areas that a lot of our people don't know about. So we decided to go ahead and incorporate that into this mission, the mission of the Urban Retrospect. All right. And so tonight's episode, we are going to be highlighting StoQ Brothers, LLC. All right. This is a group that is special to me because I'm part of StoQ Brothers. But then also I wanted to go ahead and bring this group and bring our fearless leader in StoQ Brothers here to meet you all so we can ask some questions and hopefully we can get everybody a little bit more informed. With that said, tonight's guest is Mr. Chadwick Germany from StoQ Brothers LLC. Chad, can you introduce yourself to the people? Say hello, man.
Yes, indeed. Hello to everyone, and thank you guys for having me on your show. I'm very, very excited that you guys would allow StoQ Brothers to come on your show and share some information that we think can be very, very helpful to everyone that tunes in. My name again is Chadwick Germany from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I'm very, very excited to be a part of StoQ Brothers and happy again to be here.
All right, Chad, thanks for the introduction. Before we jump on into the questions today, let me go ahead and just remind you how you can find us. You can find us at the Urban Retrospect.com. That's www.theurbanretrospect.com. You can find us on YouTube at The Urban Retrospect. You can find us on Facebook at The Urban Retrospect, on Twitter at Retrospect 1619, and IG at Urban Retrospect. If you want to get in contact with us, just email us at theurbanretrospect.com. And then we finally went ahead and joined TikTok. And you can find us on TikTok at the Urban Retrospect. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All right. All right. So now that you know how to find us, let's go ahead and jump into the questions. Chad, first question for you, my brother. Can you tell us what is StoQ Brothers and why did you want to start it?
I'll tell you, StoQ Brothers is an investment company. It's an investment company that consists of members of Omega Sci-Fi. And the reason I wanted to start the company was to share information that I had learned over time investing in the stock market. I've been investing in the stock market since probably around 2011 when I was working at Southern University. And over time, there were some things that I learned, and I was able to make a couple large sums of money in this past year. And it was a process over time and a strategy that I developed over time. And I just really just wanted to share that information. And in sharing that information with the brothers, we kind of grew into what is now StoQ Brothers.
So, Chad, tell us a little bit about the overall goal of StoQ Brothers. What's the ultimate goal when it comes to the company?
I would say our goal is to help more and more people to experience financial well-being. We want to contribute to a more equitable and resilient world, not just today, but for generations to come. And our main focus is in our community, the Black community, to be able to help educate us so that we can take the fear out of the stock market and use the information and knowledge that we gain to be successful and to win in the market.
So I'm glad you talked about fear, and because many of our African Americans and minorities are afraid to start investing, probably due to lack of knowledge. Some of it's lack of knowledge. If someone is interested in learning about the stock market, where should they start? Where's step one?
I would say you start with building the foundation, and in building that foundation, I think you start first with reading books. And some of the books and some of the people that I would suggest are, of course, Warren Buffett. And then also one of my favorite is Howard Marks. And then you also have Philip Fisher and Benjamin Graham, who Benjamin Graham, of course, was the teacher for Warren Buffett. So I will start with building a foundation as we do with anything else, because the foundation is what you can kind of go back to, kind of like the fundamentals. And also in building that, I would, there's some vocabulary words that I can kind of throw out, like trading, investing, stock sectors, large and small cap stocks, indexes, Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ, bull and bear market. There are some passive income, the rule of 72, compound interest, and then again, capital gains taxes. So those are some things that I think, some vocabulary words that I think that kind of stand out to me that you want to familiarize yourself with. So if you read those books and kind of look into those different, they have different strategies and different thoughts, but some of the things are common amongst those people that I suggested. And then also there are some beginner level exams that you can take online to kind of test your knowledge on Investopedia and also Benzinga. And you can read some of our blogs on our website at www.stoqbrothers.com. You can check out our website. We have some blogs with some basic information that I think can be very, very helpful. And of course, some later in April this year, we'll have another one of our training sessions. So you can always tune in to one of our training sessions to gain some additional helpful information.
And you mentioned vocabulary. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between trading and investing?
Well, there's a big difference, and don't confuse, don't don't confuse the two because it can be very, very costly. But trading is more short term. So when you start talking about investing, short term, you start talking about capital gains, but capital gains kind of can be long term and short term, which ties into long term is 366 days or more. So a year and a day or more is long term, which kind of results into long term capital gains taxes if you decide to sell something that you buy. And then short term is anything less than that. And that falls into trading, which trading can be day trading, which you're buying and trading stocks in the same day, or it can be swing trading where you're kind of trading in within a week or two or less, or sometime between a week or two or more, which could be a month or less. So riding the swings of a stock that kind of increases and then selling it before it decreases. And then it also could last a couple months. So short term, 366, less than 366 days, and then investing would kind of fall into more of long term, which is 366 days or more, up to 3 to 5 years or even longer. So the thought process is completely different when you're looking at stocks to trade versus long term investing.
Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Brother German, can you explain the difference between a bear market and a bull market? And what do you think we're riding in right now?
Right now, we're in the bear. I think we're in the bear market right now because, bull market, the bull is, going up, and the bear market is the stock market is going down. So, but one of the things that I learned over time about the bull and the bear market, sometimes we get excited about the bull market, but when you look into Warren Buffett, they talk about contrarian thinking, going against the grain. And sometimes being the what they call the dumb money, there's smart money, the people that use the computers and they have a lot of money to assist them on with their investing, and then us who are the retail investors, we're considered the dumb money. We make dumb decisions because we don't have access to information. So when there's a bull market, sometimes we don't understand where it is. We get excited, we put our money in, and instead of buying low and selling high, which is the goal of investing, we buy high and sell low because we get in too late. When there's a lot of excitement in the market, if you look at Warren Buffett and some of those people that we talked about, that's not the time to buy. That's usually the time to sell. And in the bear market, when the stocks are going down, that kind of fits into our philosophy, which is to buy companies for less than what they're worth. Kind of like my mom taught me. My mom said, you go to the mall, you don't buy the polos when they full price. You buy them out of season when they're on sale. And I think the out of season kind of relates to a bear market. So, when there's blood in the streets, that's when it's time to buy. And when everybody gets excited, I think that's the time when you want to sell, which is more, more trading than it is investing, because investing can just be, hey, buy and hold for over time. But when there's blood in the streets, that's a buying opportunity. And I think when you learn that, that's maturity for you as an investor.
But it gets dicey though, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Because there are different things you can do, like shorting the market and doing different things like that. I mean, but a novice wouldn't get that. But I mean, what do you
But
do?
Well, definitely you can. I mean, I don't talk a whole lot about shorting because that's not a strategy that I use. In shorting, I've read about it. I've done some research on it, but especially the hedge funds, that's a real strategy for hedge funds, and they find a lot of success and failure. But last year or so, they've had some of those hedge funds that have been closed had to close down because of the losses that they sustained, with the shorting. As the market changes, some strategies are a little bit less successful than others. So I kind of believe over time that investing and long-term investing, 3 to 5 years or more, is the best way to go. So I don't indulge or share information that I consider gambling. So uh, I'm a little bit more conservative.
So what makes a good time for investing?
A good time, I think, to when you say a good time to invest is to I think any time can be a good time, but I think when there's blood in the streets, it's a good time to buy because again, you want to buy stocks for less than what they're worth. You know, if I said I have an iPhone 13 and I want $900 for it, you first gonna think, you know, I can get it from the store for $900. I don't think you'll be excited to buy. But if I said I have an iPhone 13 and I'll sell it to you for $150, then you may say, give me five of them. You know,
Mhm.
because you feel like you're getting something of good value at a cheap price. But sometimes when we look at stocks, you know, we look at it more as if, you know, it's a game, you know, or just a way to make some money, and we don't have a solid strategy or a solid reason, you know, to buy the stock other than, you know, we're trying to make money and we really don't know, you know, how we're going to make the money other than, you know, just to say that we're trading or we're investing, which can cost you a lot of harm and losing.
So in your opinion, what do you think is the best trading platform for beginners?
I think I a lot of Robinhood gets a lot of flack or has over time, especially during the time when there was a lot of shorting. But I use Robinhood, and I also like Webull, Webull. Webull and Robinhood are two simple trading platforms that I think you can kind of, they're both competitors, but you can kind of choose between the two. But I think the simplest one is Robinhood. But I think and I also like Coinbase. So Coinbase is one that I use for cryptocurrency, and Robinhood and Webull are two that I use just on a regular basis. The main one I like overall is E-Trade. E-Trade can be a little more advanced than those two, but I would say Webull, Coinbase, and Robinhood.
Shout out to Nas on the Coinbase.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, you just mentioned Coinbase, so this pretty much comes right in here to my question. Now, what are your views on cryptocurrency? Because you know that's the latest and the greatest versus traditional stocks.
Well, I think it's good to own both. You know, it helps you to be diversified. You know, when you put all your eggs in one basket in the stock market, you're almost guaranteed to suffer some severe losses. So I think the crypto helps to give you a second option, you know, to move your money. Because sometimes stocks can be down and the crypto can be on the rise. But if all your money is in stocks, then you don't get a chance to benefit from the increases in the market in crypto. So I think having both can can help you to to hedge losses and to instead of losing, you know, you're making gains in the crypto. As like again, like I said, as the stocks may not be gaining, you may be gaining in crypto. But crypto is more to me. My experience has been more about hype. You know, there are no real fundamentals in crypto. You can trade 24 hours, of course, but it's extremely volatile. So you have the ups and the downs. And one of the issues, again, with the dumb money, which is us, the retail investors, is that we sell when we should be buying and we buy when we should be selling. So I always say, you know, crypto, if you're not careful, you know, you if you're you know if you're not careful, then you can again sell when you should be buying and buying when should be selling. But what I've learned again, whether it's crypto or traditional stocks, stocks are gonna go up and stocks are gonna go down. It all comes to what you pay for it and how much information you have about what's, you know, what the stocks that you're investing in, which we talk about due diligence. We had Stocklight we have on the last Wednesday, third Wednesday of the month. Well, actually, the last Wednesday of the month. We have it on Tuesday at 7:30. And yesterday we talked about due diligence, which is learning about and doing your research on stocks, which help you to understand, not just what you should be investing in, but why. Why should you invest in that crypto, or why should you invest in that stock? And the difference is with traditional stocks, you can actually look at the financial statements, you can look at the business description, you can get a lot of information looking at the SEC EDGAR website about, the site, about the stock, and also the investor relations website for the different stocks. So you can get a lot more information about the stocks than you can, about the crypto. Actually, you can read the white pages, but it's a lot of information that's out there. But I would just say crypto is more volatile, and you stand to lose depending on your investment strategy. In traditional stocks, you can gain more information to help make a better decision about what it is that you're going to invest in.
No, would you say crypto is going anywhere?
I think it'll be around. I think as you have Odell Beckham supposedly lost a lot of money in crypto, but he actually didn't lose the money because of you have realized and unrealized gains. You don't lose until you sell.
Mm-hmm.
The same way as you don't win until you sell. So the market was down, but we know if you've been in this business or this industry for a while, it's gonna come back up. It's gonna increase. So as long as you don't sell, you don't lose.
Well, I had a follow up. I know, and it's really more on this whole crypto space and this whole virtual space. So we're moving into all of these metaverses. There are all these metaverses all over the place. Personally, I have an Oculus, which is made by Facebook, and they had the Infiniverse, and I've actually purchased some property. I have about 50 properties in the Infiniverse. Do you have any thoughts or opinions? Have you gotten a chance to look into that at all? And do you see this as a viable possibility or a viable option when it comes to investing, whether it be in that platform or any of the other platforms that exist?
Well, we talked about that yesterday, on the call, and everybody was from everybody that was on the call was in agreement that metaverse is at some point is going to be very, very profitable. And the company that we talked about and everybody was pretty high on was Facebook.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was the people on the call. I think probably about 75% of them all had is it called the Oculus? What do you call it?
Oculus.
Oculus. Am I saying it right?
Oculus.
Oculus.
You can't really see it, but I got the case right here.
Yeah, and it was just funny. Everybody had a different stories to talk about the Oculus. So, and everybody was in agreement because we were talking about Facebook, and everybody was on the same page as that. Hey, Facebook is not, it was above 300, it's down close to 200 now, and it may go even lower. But over time, it's blood on the streets. So we felt like Facebook was a buying opportunity at some point pretty soon, but it's going to be 2-3 years before it really gets to the point where you get a chance to benefit, or even longer. But it's definitely going to come back up, and it's going to be we think it's going to be a good play.
Okay, I'm about to be real ignorant right here. So you are buying land.
No.
In a virtual reality.
No. It's not land. It's not land. It's actually an apartment that you are purchasing.
So you buying property that don't exist.
Correct. And so this is what it's going to be, and it's a little bit hard to describe until you actually get into it and you see it yourself. But this is going to be the new interaction between businesses and individuals. So, for instance, right now you can go in there, you can purchase the property, you can purchase a floor, and then there's actually business space in some of the buildings up under you. And you can see where the programmers and the developers have actually reserved space to bring in other businesses. They just recently put in a comedy club in there. So you're going to have a virtual comedy place for you to go and hang out. Now, it's also going to be some creepy stuff in there because you can see this coming. But, you know, they have a Grand Central Station in there. You can see where it's actually going. And not only just that, there are meeting venues in there so that you can actually meet virtually, even different than this, and it gives you much more of a real feel. This, you realize you're on a computer. What I'm talking about is you actually feel like you're sitting there in the room with each one of us. So I mean, I just tell people, go in and take a look, see what's going on. And then you know, when Chad was talking about Facebook has 8 billion users. Who you trust to get it right? Because they have a whole society for them to market to.
Well, let me ask you. So, you know, we were talking about cryptocurrencies. We were talking about investing in stocks. When it comes to investing, just in general, how much should someone start with when it comes to investing, whether it's crypto or even stock market?
I would say you can start with as little as $100. But invest what you can afford to lose, and use money that you don't need right away. Because what happens, I think that's what leads to especially if you're trading, it leads to the buying high and selling low. Because, you know, you get in panic mode and you put in $1,000 and then now it's down to $200, and that's hard to stomach. Because you put the $1,000 in there because your friend told you that this was a good play, a good stop, and now it's down to 200 and you're upset with him and then or her, and then you take your money out and now you lost $800.
Right.
But had you put the $1,000 in there that you didn't need because you didn't need it, and then now it went down, and then next month it's back up, and then 2 months later, you know, you're in the plus 200-300%. You're not allowed to have that type of patience if it's money that you need. So whatever you have that you don't need access to right away, I would put as much of that in at one time. Or one of the advantages in buying shares of a company is to get it at different prices. So as it goes, if just take for instance AT&T kind of hovers around $23 now to $31, $32, $34 are probably at the high, but it's a good dividend stock that's going to pay you dividends. But if it's at $26 and it goes down to $25, then you know, you can buy more. If it goes down to $23, then you can buy more. And if it continues to go up, you don't lose by buying more of the stock as it goes down, because one of the benefits again is buying the stock at different prices. And so I would also say, when you say how much money, you can start small and add monthly, which is recurring. So every time I get paid, then I'm gonna put $10 into AT&T, you know, or every month I'm gonna put another $150 into the market, and then you put that money into the stocks that you have done your due diligence on, that you believe strongly in, the value of the stock, and then you get it at different prices, and then that's how you win over time. So the answer to that question is $100 or less, but whatever it is that you don't need access to immediately.
What's interesting is, so TSU homecoming, I was trying to catch up with you all during that homecoming. It was hard to track you all down. You all already bought tickets, going to the parties or whatever. So the money I already had earmarked to kick it with you all for homecoming, I put it in my cryptocurrency.
Okay.
So it was that Shiba Nu.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, I've just been watching it, and there were a couple other ones that I purchased and trade or send it over there to Shiba Nu. But so that's how I got started with crypto, was TSU's homecoming and not being able to kick it with y'all.
Well, you know, there are white papers on those too.
Okay.
Check Coinbase.
Okay. And that's what I'm on. I'm actually that's what I trade on, is Coinbase. Now, this wasn't one of the questions, but you may be able to answer this for me as well. Is, you have your Coinbase, you also have Cash App. Cash App is now you're able to purchase Bitcoin on there. Do you recommend people purchasing Bitcoin via Cash App?
Well, I
Or
think it's
Splash?
personal. I think it's personal preference.
Okay.
I haven't used Cash App,
Okay.
but it's just not one that I have looked into, so I wouldn't say yes or no.
Okay.
But I have used Coinbase, I've used eToro, I've used Binance, I've used different those three different companies to buy cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Even I've used Robinhood to buy cryptocurrency. I think I bought my first cryptocurrency, which was Ethereum and Bitcoin. I first purchased those on Robinhood. But yeah, when you say the question that I was asked earlier, I like Coinbase. It's easy to use. It provides you with information that you need, and I think it's safe.
And it's partially owned by a Black person too.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's why we're here.
That's
Oh.
always a good thing.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I've heard workshops mentioned. When's the next one? If
Well,
somebody wanted to join or participate in the workshop, how would we be able to do that?
Well, our next workshop will be in April. We're doing some work right now to create some online training and putting the curriculum together. Uh, Having some deep conversation with my advisor, and we're going to should be able to roll it out around April to provide different options. So we'll be able to have Zoom training, some on-site trainings, but you'll also be able to go and register online for a class and take that class at your leisure.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
go ahead, Scott.
no, you're fine. I was just gonna say we'll provide that at the end of the show, but no, we're
Yeah.
good. Go ahead.
So Chad, with me being a part of a silent partner more of in StoQ Brothers, I've been privy to a lot of the conversations. But for our audience, can you let everybody know what is the future of StoQ Brothers, and how do you plan on expanding? Where do you ultimately seeing this go?
Well, I'm very, very excited about the future of StoQ Brothers. The more uh, business people, I was talking with my advisor on Friday, and he was just so excited about what it is that we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. But the future of StoQ Brothers looks like we want to really grow our college and high school internship programs to develop and train young minority adults that are interested in the stock trading industry. We want to work a little bit more with high schools and middle schools, provide educational materials. So we'll be getting into those middle and high schools and having training sessions to help them to develop that basic foundation that we talked about earlier. And then also working to build relationships with Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, Alliance and Bernstein. Some of those we've already started with local companies like Edward Jones, just to build relationships so that we will be able to help those interns to to gain employment in the industry. And we want to continue building our investment portfolio. You know, long range goal we've talked about becoming a hedge fund in 5 years, or, a small brokerage firm. So those things are out there, but the main goal of StoQ Brothers again is to provide information in the Black community that can help you to build a foundation and to win in the stock market.
Okay.
And if we can do that through our training and our relationships, then ultimately we'll be successful.
Now, is there we've covered a lot in this time. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you want to make sure you highlight about StoQ Brothers, about you, about anything?
I just say thanks for having me here on the show. It means a lot that you give StoQ Brothers the opportunity to share a little bit about us. We would ask that you visit our website and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And if there's ever anything that we can do to assist you guys on the call or anyone that's out there listening, we can be of service to you. we love to be able to assist in any way that we can to help you to be successful and to win in the stock market.
Okay. Well, next up, Chad. This is what I told you. This is the more of a fun part of the show where you get to show a little bit more of your personality. We get to show a little bit more of our personalities. And what we call this part of the show is just this or that. So, you know, I'll be asking you a series of questions, and the answer you just pick. It's a either or type of thing, and you decide whichever one you choose, and it's based on whatever's important to you, not what's important to us.
Okay, is it going to be on the screen?
No, I'm going to ask you the questions. I'm going to ask you the questions. Seeing that I know you, you know, we didn't highlight this, but you are my big brother from the Mighty Roadside chapter at Tennessee State University. You know, I think it's a little bit safe to say that I probably know you better than everybody else on the phone. So I kind of drew on some of this experience to come up with these questions. All right.
Big
So, first question. From your E-Tech days, because we know me and Three know about E-Tech, and you know what I'm saying, we remember E-Tech. Can you tell me, PC or Mac?
PC.
PC, my brother. See, I told you. Yeah. All right. Next up. Now this is gonna really tell us.
I guess we're gonna know this.
Well, maybe not. Let's see. iPhone or Droid?
iPhone.
See, I had a feeling he was gonna switch it up on us. I had a feeling he was gonna switch it up on us. All right. Next up, actually, this is more in your current field. Ben Graham or Warren Buffett?
Warren Buffett.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you why real quick. Why?
Well, because Benjamin Graham gave him the basic foundation that he took from Benjamin Graham and developed his own strategy, and he's been very successful.
Okay, so the student became the teacher and boomed off of it. Right. Okay. One more on this CEO or big business realm. Elon Musk or Bill Gates?
Bill Gates.
All right, yeah, to me, Elon's weird. Plus, I think he crashed crypto. But that's my personal opinion. All right. Now, next, everybody. What'd you say?
See, this and that just got me to thinking, you know what I mean? You know, back when, you know, I was Android all the way, straight Android. And then my wife convinced me to get this iPhone. And I didn't realize I was getting low jacked at the same time, you know what I mean? When I got the iPhone, you know what I mean? Like, find my phone, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I told Scott the other day, I hate receiving that. Scott Jones liked your message. All right, man, I get so sick of that.
I hate that too. I hate that too. Because it is like, okay, what you like? Oh, you like the image. Okay.
So that doesn't happen on that doesn't happen on the Android.
You can't do it. You can't like a message.
Huh?
On the drawer, what's it end up at? Does it end up like a glob off of Ghostbusters?
It's just
Ghostbusters thing. I've had an Android before.
It's just a series of words and telling us you like the picture.
Okay.
I don't care. This ain't Facebook.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, dude, who cares?
We do.
Nobody cares. So, Chad, man, look, the other thing, of course, that I know about you, man, I know you're a football coach. You're a former football player. You're a quarterback, man. I used to watch you slang that rock out there on the football field, you know, in the flag football, winning the championship with the brush. Shout out to Roadside. But
Roll.
All right, so these are this is channeling your football spirit, your inner football man. Tell me this: Saban at LSU or Saban at Alabama?
Saban at Alabama.
Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide.
Yeah.
How about them dogs, boys? How about them dogs?
Even the sun shine on a dog ass every once in a while.
There you go.
So we know that you from Louisiana, from Baton Rouge. I don't know how big of an LSU fan you are, but I do have a question. Who are you going for in the Super Bowl? Were you going for the Bengals or the Rams? It was LSU on both sides of the ball. Who are you going for?
Well, to be honest, I was shooting for Joe Burrow. Being a quarterback, I wanted Joe Burrow. He made it there. I wanted him to win. So I was pulling for the Bengals.
So you was pulling for Ohio both ways.
There you go.
There we go.
Ohio, I like Joe Burrow's story, not having success, at Ohio State and having an opportunity. Sometimes that's all we need is an opportunity.
It's kind of funny, Chad. There's a lot of players that don't have success at Ohio State, but go to other schools and ball out. I wonder why.
And some of them tear ACLs because they should have stayed they behind in Columbus. But that's a whole nother story.
And some of them become coach of TSU. Go ahead.
Oh, well, speak alley-oop. Speaking of the coaches at LSU, speaking to the coaches at TSU.
Hold on.
What's up?
Don't y'all move away and didn't talk about that Georgia boy that won the Super Bowl.
Man, nobody cares, man.
Nobody cares about Matthew Stafford.
Nobody cares about Stafford.
Stafford they bought, that dude Kroenke bought the whole Super Bowl. They gave him everything that Stafford needed. I could have won that damn Super Bowl being quarterback.
Well, Stafford has an interesting story too. So if it wasn't for Joe Burrow, you got to go with Stafford.
I was rooting for Stafford to lose because I'm a Georgia hater. But I can admit to that.
And as we continue to break dreams and hearts and win championships in the great state of Georgia, we thank you for your hate.
So, Chad, tell me this. Again, with you, especially with you having been a coach and with ties to these schools, Eddie George or Deion Sanders, for whatever reason.
Based on my fraternity and my loyalty to
Road to the king.
I have to go with Eddie George.
We'll take it, man. The final football question. Jefferson Street Joe or Steve McNair?
Jefferson Street Joe. His daddy was invaluable to me in my life and helping me to be where I am today. And I think if it wasn't for his dad, I'm not sure I'd be on this call right now. So I got to go with the Gillums.
Okay. Respect.
Personal.
Respect. All right. Now, the final set of questions, we're going to try and tie into your Louisiana roots. All right. Anybody who goes to Louisiana, whatever part, we know y'all for y'all cuisine. All right. So that's what this is about, food, man. So you tell me, crawfish or shrimp?
I like the crawfish. etouffee is on the top of my list.
No, okay. Next up.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what Scott said. Jambalaya or red beans and rice?
Red beans and rice is a close second.
Wow.
All right. Now this, I had to look up a comparison. The first one that I have here is a po' boy, but the next one I actually hadn't heard of. Muffaletta. Do you know what that is? It's some type of sandwich or something?
Well, just to even cut it short, a close third, if I go into a Louisiana restaurant, is shrimp po' boy.
Shrimp po' boy.
Yes,
all
indeed.
Right.
You find the best po' boy in New Orleans at the gas station.
I think you already kind of answered this next question because we went with etouffee or gumbo.
Etouffee is at the top of the list, but I do like me some good gumbo. It's just hard to find. Mama's gumbo is the best.
So Mama's gumbo versus the best etouffee you've ever had.
I have to
this
close.
Is being
I have to close.
I have to close.
I have to close my eyes and pick one.
All right. Well, the last one that we have here, my brother, is me and Scott, we were coming up with these and we were thinking about like our experience specifically in New Orleans, boy. And it is char grilled or fried oysters?
I'm gonna go with fried.
Oh, what?
Mm.
You don't even like when they sprinkled the little cheese in and char grilled them? Hey man,
them char grills be off the chain.
My initial experience with oysters was on a po' boy. I used to love the oyster po' boy.
Were you eating the fried oysters on a po' boy, or was it raw?
It was fried. It was fried.
Okay.
Oh, you can eat them.
I
on
never
po'
could
boy.
get into the
Yeah, I don't know that a
raw
raw one
oysters.
will work, Scott.
Yeah. Hey, I was like, Scott, what you into, man?
No, I don't mess with the raw. I'm a char grilled or fried, but I love some char grilled. I was just down there about 3 weeks ago. I had the what's the one that's connected to the Hilton? The main place to go for char grilled
Yeah,
oysters.
start with
in
a
New
D,
Orleans.
right? The
Dragos.
Dragos, yeah, Dragos.
And then I actually went to a black owned. I haven't shared those yet with you all yet, but I went to a black owned spot that had char grilled oysters as well. That was good. And then another one, it wasn't Acme, Felix. Felix was another one, fire. But if you want to get some good char grilled oysters up here, come to Hendersonville, Tennessee, and go to Smashing Crab.
Smashing Crab, James
New
Wade.
owned TSU grad.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so black owned.
Yeah,
But-
I was with Wade when we fed team over at Tennessee State.
Okay.
Smashing Crab.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad either. That's probably where you get some good New Orleans style food in this area, at least.
All right. Well, with that sums up and brings to a close the this or that. Chad, thank you for being a willing participant. And this is letting everybody see a little bit of your personal side. Before we close out today, though, we really like to bring everything to an end and bring it to a close with a words of wisdom. This words of wisdom can be anything that you want to share. It can be words of wisdom about life, about investing, about football, whatever it is, whatever's on your heart. If you would, please lead us out with the words of wisdom.
Attitude is everything. You know, your attitude, I say all the time, will determine how high and how far you go in life. I can remember, playing football at Capitol High School in Baton Rouge. And that was when you walk out of the locker room, that was on the wall. It was attitude is everything. And I wanted it to be a little bit more than that. Sometimes, a nice long quote we get excited about. But as I grew older and older, you realize nobody really wants to work with or deal with people that have a bad attitude. And having a good attitude, people want to work with you. They want to help you. They want to deal with you more. And I think it's very, very beneficial, to you in life to have a good positive attitude.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, this show is pretty much a wrap again. Everybody, we want to thank Mr. Chadwick Germany from StoQ Brothers LLC for stopping through, dropping some gems on everybody about investing, letting everybody know where to start, how to start. The most important thing is start, everybody. All right. Don't just leave your future up to your financial advisor or just your savings account where it's not earning you any interest. Get out here, read, learn. There are multiple places for you to gain information from. And right now, today, we're highlighting StoQ Brothers as being that place for you to turn to get that information. We're going to have their information, the contact information, the social media information at the end of this episode. So please be sure to tune in and check it out. Also, again, if you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Facebook at the Urban Retrospect, IG at the Urban Retrospect, Twitter at Retrospect1619. And we have a webpage with all of our past episodes, and it's being updated where we're going to be bringing some new things to you, merch and things of the like. That website is www.theurbanretrospect.com. And finally, we're on TikTok at the Urban Retrospect. So again, thank you to my brothers for joining us today. Everybody, please be safe out there. Chad, thank you again for taking us out and or for going ahead and joining us today. And we're going to end it the way we always do, with a little bit of peace, love, and retrospect. Y'all be blessed. Take care.
Well, my words of wisdom would be, oh man, I would say your habits define you. No, cut that one. I don't want to say that one. Cut that one.
It was crazy that at first you said words of women.
I said words of women. Is that what I
it
said?
sounded like it said words of women.